My great grandpa's name is Ishtajaja, and my grandpa's name is Wasichuna Berpa, and my dad's name is Echaka Chui Maza, Elk Ironsides, and my name is Wanbdi Wakita. We're from the Dakota Nation. There's different tribes of the Dakota Nation. And right now in Canada, we live in a community called Sioux Valley. That's a Dakota tribe. And there's many tribes living now. They're all mixed up. There are many different tribes in our community. So we come from Manitoba. Mitakuye, owas, all my relations, long time ago. And our people did say 20 billion years ago that the stars in the universe, they got together, they had a meeting. They were all stars. They were all called stars. They had a meeting. And they asked grandmother, one of the stars, they asked her, would you be the one to grow things? And we will help you, they said. And so she agreed to that. And then they helped her. They started with water and earth. And when she started to grow things, they called her Mother Earth. A little while ago, 500 million years ago, Creator put the things that have wings and animals on Mother Earth, just in time for all the medicines to live in a sustainable way. That's the way that it was put. And these medicines and these winged and the animals, they all have laws. Some of the winged are able to fly. Some of the winged are not able to fly. Some of them live in trees. Some of them live on the ground. Some of them live on the water. All different kinds of. Same with the animals. There's all different kinds of animals. The ones that live underwater, that live in a bush, the one that live out in a plain. All those kinds of things. And then lately, just a little less than 2 million years ago, Creator put people on earth. 4 nations of red man, 4 nations of white man, 4 nations of yellow man, 4 nations of black man. All over the world, He placed them. And they too, each of them, they had laws to live by. And the story is like Creator gave us laws to live in a sustainable way. That is, to look after one another. That is, we're able to eat berries in the summertime and fish and elk and stuff. And to live a regular way with these, what I call sacred laws. And then, over time, they told us, these are your relatives. You live in harmony with one another. And from then on, that's the way it started off as. Mitakuye is relative, and owas is all my relatives. The medicines, the things that have wings, the animals, the people, they're all our relatives. And so today we continue to say that, Mitakuye owas. We really want to action those words, and still believing in that ceremonies, and still believing, wanting to carry out the natural law, to be able to continue those sacredness of living a life. So that's how that started. Well, I can only talk about my experience. Over time, when I went into ceremony, over time, our ancestors would give me information about a certain plant. Use this plant for this purpose, like the cedar and the muskrat food. I don't know them. I only can I know what the Dakota words are for that, and I'm just following what people say. They say that's a cedar. Oh, okay. But in my language, chatecha, or the muskrat food, sinkpe taote, and the reasons why my ancestors are telling me to use these medicines for this purpose. Those are the only things that I know. And I try to when we have ceremony, of course, I use medicine for cleansing a place, an area, and I use medicine to cleanse myself or other people. If they wanted to do that, they can use this medicine called sweetgrass to cleanse themselves. Those aren't by themselves, those medicines. For instance, sage. The sage is used for, a certain kind of sage is used for cleansing an area, and then another certain kind of sage is used similarly to cleanse tools and symbols. And then another cleansing sage is used for bringing out your feelings, be able to know what your feelings are. Those are the kinds of help we get from medicine. When we pick them, we ask those medicine to give up their lives. That's what we're doing. Remember, Mitakuye owas, those are our relatives. So we're asking them to give up their lives, to come home with us. And our promise is that we would keep them in a good place, wrap them up, and so on. Keep them in a place where it's a good place, and use them in a respectful manner, and use it for that purpose. The instructions that they gave you, to use them in that way. And so those are the kinds of things. And along the way, for me, it was, I was in a hurry, but my ancestors, the holy ones that live up there, they took their time to make sure I was ready to receive more instructions. I'm thankful for that today, of course, because I see lots of times when we're just using this medicine any old way, and it's hard to see that. We want to be able to use this medicine respectfully. They're giving of themselves, so we need to have it to use it in a good way, to give back too, to look after the land so that the medicine can grow, to learn how to pick medicine. When you pick them, they become spirit medicines. They're no longer alive, but they're going to do the work that we ask them to. And so there's lots of medicines that are just waiting to be asked to do that work, to help people or to help animals do the same thing too. The wing do the same thing too. So those medicines, there's a reason why they're put on Mother Earth to get along, to live together in harmony with one another. So these medicines, they're not spirit medicines yet, they're still alive, just like we are. And we're here to help one another here like this right now too. So not only when there's become spirit medicines, we want to protect the land so that they can continue growing. That's what we want to do.